we ranked the 10 best premium rifles of 2026 from excellent to unmatched. Number 10 already outperforms rifles twice its price. But by the time we reach number 1, you'll see why nothing else on this list even comes close. Number 10. Geissele Super Duty Mo D1. Geissele built its name-making trigger upgrades for the guns other companies already sold. Then they decided to build the whole rifle themselves. The Super Duty MOD1 is the result, and it carries a price tag near $2,400. The barrel is cold hammer forged and chrome lined, cut with a 1-in-7 twist for stability with heavier bullets. Every barrel gets high pressure tested and checked with magnetic particle inspection before it ever reaches a customer. That is the same process the military uses to catch flaws no eye can see. The bolt is made from a steel alloy called Carpenter 158+. Geissele worked directly with metallurgists to reduce impurities in the metal. The result is a bolt rated for 5 times the lifespan of a standard mil-spec bolt. That matters if you plan on running thousands of rounds through this rifle over the years. The trigger is where Geissele built its reputation, and the SSAE X 2-stage trigger inside the Super Duty proves why. It breaks clean, resets fast, and lets shooters fire controlled pairs without fighting the gun. One reviewer who put over 800 rounds through his rifle called it one of the softest shooting rifles he had ever fired. Even without an adjustable gas block, not every unit leaves the factory perfect. One buyer opened his rifle and found the safety installed wrong, so the trigger would not even pull. Geissele has a strong track record, but this shows even premium brands can slip. Always function test a new rifle before you trust your life to it. At under 7 pounds unloaded, the Super Duty carries easy and points fast. This is a rifle built for professionals who need a gun that works every single time, and for enthusiasts willing to pay for that peace of mind. Number 9. Knight's Armament SR25. The SR25 traces its design back to Eugene Stoner, the same engineer who created the original AR-10 and AR-15. Knight's Armament took that foundation and built a rifle that has served in nearly every major conflict since the 1990s. From Afghanistan to the Philippines to the fight against ISIS. This is a designated marksman rifle chambered in 7.62 NATO, built to close the gap between a standard rifle and a dedicated sniper system. The match rifle version weighs close to 11 pounds and carries a 24-inch barrel, tuned for reaching out to distances a standard carbine cannot touch. A shorter carbine version drops the weight to 7.5 pounds for troops who need to move fast and shoot far. Every SR25 uses a 5R cut rifled barrel paired with a 2-stage match trigger. The 5R rifling pattern reduces fouling and helps the bullet leave the barrel with less stress, which translates into tighter groups downrange. Ambidextrous controls let shooters run the gun from either shoulder without missing a beat. Navy SEALs have relied on this platform and its descendants for decades. Using the E2 dual ejector bolt system that Knight's Armament developed specifically to outlast the wear a standard AR bolt eventually shows. That bolt is rated to last 5 times longer than mil-spec parts, giving operators confidence the gun will not fail during the moment that matters most. Civilian models carry the same quality control as the military versions, which explains why collectors and precision shooters chase this rifle even decades after its introduction. Few rifles on this list carry as much combat history as the SR25. Number 8. Christensen Arms Ridgeline FFT weight kills accuracy on long hunts. Every extra pound wears down a hunter's steadiness after miles on a mountain trail. Christensen Arms solved that problem with the Ridgeline FFT, a rifle so light it barely feels real in your hands. FFT stands for Flash Forge Technology, a stock building process borrowed from aerospace manufacturing. Instead of a solid composite stock, Christensen builds a hollow monocoque shell similar to how an airplane wing is built strong without being heavy. That shaves a full pound off the stock alone while keeping it stiff enough for consistent accuracy shot after shot. The barrel is 416R stainless steel wrapped in aerospace-grade carbon fiber. It is button-rifled, free-floated, and match-chambered, which means the barrel never touches the stock and can vibrate the same way with every single shot. That consistency is what turns a good rifle into a great one. The complete package weighs just 5.5 pounds. A titanium version drops even more weight for hunters willing to pay an extra $1,000, cutting the total down below 5 pounds. Base pricing runs between $2,000 and $2,400, depending on caliber and finish, with 19 chambering options ranging from $22,250 up to $300 Remington Ultra Magnum. Not every experience has been perfect. Some buyers have reported quality control issues in recent years, including chambering problems and slow customer service response times. A company that built its name on precision needs to protect that reputation, and reviews suggest Christensen has some ground to make up. Still, when the rifle performs as designed, hunters report dropping big game at real distances with confidence, making this one of the most popular ultralight premium rifles on the market today. Number 7. Weatherby Mark V Backcountry TAC. The Mark V name has meant luxury since the 1950s. Roy Weatherby built his reputation on rifles that combined raw power with fine craftsmanship, and the modern Backcountry TI carries that legacy into the mountains. Starting weight sits at just 4.7 pounds. Making it one of the lightest production hunting rifles ever built. The titanium action shaves nearly half a pound compared to steel, while the Peak 44 Blacktooth carbon fiber stock weighs only 19 ounces. Every gram removed makes the next mile of a hunt a little easier. Pricing lands between $3,300 and $3,800 depending on configuration, placing it firmly in premium territory. The barrel comes wrapped in carbon fiber and ships with a sub-minute of angle accuracy guarantee, meaning 3 shots at 100 yards should group inside 1 inch. That is a serious promise for a rifle this light, since lightweight guns typically sacrifice some precision for portability. The AccuBrake ST muzzle brake tames recoil from Weatherby's famous Magnum cartridges known for launching bullets faster than almost anything else on the market. Combined with a 3DX recoil pad, shooters can handle punishing calibers without punishing their shoulder. A built-in bipod and tripod attachment system lets hunters set up fast in the field without fumbling for extra gear. Every rifle ships with either a 20/22, 24, or 26-inch barrel, giving hunters options depending on the terrain and cartridge they choose. For hunters who want the lightest possible rifle without giving up the Weatherby name and accuracy guarantee, the Backcountry TI earns its spot near the top of the mountain hunting world. Number 6. Barrett M82A1. Some rifles are built for precision. This one is built to reach further and hit harder than almost anything a shoulder can fire. The Barrett M82A1 fires the 50 caliber BMG round, a cartridge originally designed for machine guns, and turns it into a semi-automatic shoulder weapon. Measuring nearly 5 feet long and weighing 28 pounds unloaded, this is not a rifle you carry casually. Barrett built in a factory carry handle because the gun simply demands it. The 29-inch barrel gives the massive round room to build full velocity, while a large muzzle brake redirects gas to cut down recoil that would otherwise be brutal. Current market prices in 2026 run between $5,000 and $7,000 depending on condition and configuration, with fluted barrel models and premium finishes pushing toward the higher end. A short recoil operating system absorbs the punishing force of the 50 caliber round, cycling a 10-round detachable box magazine using what Barrett calls a rock and lock loading method. This rifle earned its reputation on battlefields, used to disable vehicles, equipment, and targets at distances other rifles cannot touch. That combat history is exactly why civilian shooters and collectors still chase this platform decades after its introduction. It is not a rifle for everyday use. It is a rifle for the moment when nothing else will do the job. Number 5. McMillan TAC50. When the target sits over a mile away, most rifles run out of options. The McMillan TAC50 does not. Chambered in the same 50 caliber BMG round as the Barrett. This bolt-action rifle trades semi-automatic speed for the kind of raw precision that has produced some of the longest confirmed sniper shots in recorded history. McMillan built its reputation on stocks before building complete rifles. And that fiberglass composite background shows in the TAC50's construction. The stock resists warping from temperature and humidity changes far better than wood, which matters when a shooter needs the exact same point of impact, whether firing in freezing cold or desert heat. The bolt-action design allows for a stronger, simpler lockup than any semi-automatic system can match, which is part of why this platform delivers extreme long-range accuracy. Canadian and American Special Operations units have used TAC50 rifles in combat, and the design has become legendary among precision shooters who study extreme distance engagements. This is a rifle built for one job: hitting a target that almost nothing else can reach. It sacrifices the fast follow-up shots of a semi-automatic for a level of mechanical precision that has proven itself again and again in the harshest conditions on Earth. For shooters chasing extreme long-range performance, few names carry as much weight as McMillan. Number 4. Desert Tech SRS-A2. Most rifles put the action behind the trigger, stretching the overall length and making the gun harder to handle in tight spaces. Desert Tech flipped that design with a bullpup layout, placing the action behind the trigger group instead. The result is a rifle that delivers a long barrel and full velocity inside a package short enough to move through doorways, vehicles, and tight terrain without a struggle. The SRS-A2 lets shooters swap calibers by changing the barrel, bolt, and magazine, turning one rifle into several depending on the mission. A shooter can move from 308 Winchester to 300 Winchester Magnum or 338 Lapua Magnum without buying an entirely new gun, which saves serious money for shooters who compete or hunt across different distances and game sizes. Precision shooters have used this platform in professional long-range competitions, where the compact size becomes a real advantage when moving between shooting positions under a timer. The ambidextrous design lets shooters run the gun from either shoulder, switching sides fast without losing time repositioning gear. This rifle proves that bullpup design is not just a novelty. When built correctly, it delivers real advantages in mobility without giving up the accuracy serious shooters demand. For anyone who values a compact footprint alongside long-range performance, the SRS-A2 stands apart from every traditional rifle on this list. Number 3. Accuracy International AXMC. Before there was an AXSR, there was the AXMC, the rifle that first proved Accuracy International could build a true multi-caliber precision system worthy of military contracts. This is the platform that helped the company win the very first ballistics best competition, cementing its reputation among professional shooters worldwide. The AXMC uses a folding stock for compact storage without sacrificing the structural integrity that precision shooting demands. Full adjustability across cheek piece height, length of pull, and butt pad position means the rifle can fit almost any shooter's body, which directly improves recoil control and repeatable accuracy shot after shot. An M-LOK forend gives shooters modern accessory mounting options, while a 2-stage adjustable trigger breaks with the kind of clean, predictable pull that competition shooters demand. The 2-position safety sits exactly where a shooter's thumb expects it, allowing fast transitions between safe and ready without breaking a firing position. Chambered in calibers ranging from 308 Winchester and 300 Norma Magnum and 338 Norma Magnum, this rifle adapts to nearly any long-range application a shooter needs. The British engineering behind Accuracy International rifles has become the standard other manufacturers measure themselves against, and the AXMC is where that reputation truly took hold. Number 2 is the Tikka T3x. Rifles on this list cost thousands of dollars more than what most hunters or shooters can justify. The Tikka T3x line proves that Finnish engineering can compete with rifles costing triple the price. And the TAC A1 variant takes that precision and builds it into a dedicated tactical chassis system. Built on the same trusted T3x action found across Tikka's entire lineup, the TAC A1 uses a Teflon-coated bolt with a 70-degree throw, a plunger ejector, and a Sako-style extractor that has proven reliable across millions of rounds fired worldwide. The action is drilled and tapped for conventional scope mounts, while also featuring an integral rail for Sako and Tikka Optilock rings. One long-term owner directly compared his heavier TAC A1 chassis rifle against his standard hunting Rotec models, and found the TAC A1 delivered ballistic performance closer to a dedicated sniper rifle, all while starting from the same trusted action found in Tikka's most affordable hunting guns. That kind of accuracy, built on a proven action with a strong track record for reliability, is exactly why serious shooters keep coming back to this Finnish manufacturer. Produced at the Sako factory in Riihimäki, Finland, every Tikka barrel is cold hammer forged and free-floated, treating tight tolerances as a baseline requirement rather than a luxury upgrade. The factory trigger breaks around 2 pounds with a cleanliness normally reserved for rifles costing far more, and it remains fully adjustable without needing a gunsmith. For shooters who want chassis-level precision without paying custom rifle prices, the TAC A1 earns its place near the very top of this list. Number 1. Accuracy International AXSR rifle on this list had to earn its spot. Only one earned the title of the best premium rifle you can buy in 2026, and it comes from the same British engineers who built the AXMC before it. The Accuracy International AXSR began as the company's submission for the United States Special Operations Command Advanced Sniper Rifle Program, a contract that demanded rifles pass an exhaustive list of military specifications and endurance tests. Accuracy International partnered with a respected American engineering firm to make sure every requirement was not just met, but exceeded. That level of scrutiny is exactly why this rifle earns the top spot. The quick-lock barrel system is the feature that sets the AXSR apart from nearly every other rifle in this price class. Shooters can swap barrels and calibers in about 10 minutes without needing a gunsmith or special tools, moving between 300 Winchester Magnum, 300 Norma Magnum, 338 Lapua Magnum, and 338 Norma Magnum depending on the mission. Few rifles anywhere near this performance level offer that kind of flexibility. Real-world testing backs up every claim. In one detailed accuracy test, 7 out of 11 different ammunition loads produced sub-minute of angle groups at 300 meters on the very first attempt. The best result measured just 14 millimeters at 100 meters, an incredible number for any rifle, let alone one capable of switching between 4 different Magnum calibers. Every case ejected cleanly, every stock adjustment held firm, and testers found no technical weaknesses anywhere in the system. Competition results tell the same story. Shooters running the AXSR have taken 1st and 4th place finishes at major long-range steel challenges, proving this rifle performs under real pressure against the clock and against the best shooters in the sport. The 2-stage competition trigger breaks at a crisp 2 pounds 7 ounces, giving shooters the kind of control that turns good hits into perfect ones. Pricing runs high, with base models starting between $8,000 and $9,000 and fully configured rifles reaching close to $14,000. Reviewers have been honest about this cost, noting that price alone has kept the AXSR out of some head-to-head competition wins against cheaper rifles. But nobody has ever questioned the accuracy. This is a rifle built first for military special operations, then refined for civilian shooters who demand the same standard. The aluminum chassis supports military-grade optics and mounting systems, while the folding stock allows compact storage without weakening the structure that precision shooting depends on. Full adjustability across cheekpiece height, length of pull, and butt pad position means the rifle molds itself to the shooter, not the other way around. This is what happens when a company builds a rifle with zero compromises. Backed by a military testing process, most manufacturers never come close to matching. The Accuracy International AXSR is not just the best premium rifle of 2026. It is proof that when engineering meets real-world combat requirements, the result becomes the standard every other rifle gets measured against. That is the complete list of the best premium rifles for 2026. 10 rifles, each built for a different mission. Each earning its price through engineering most shooters will never fully test. If you made it to the end, you already know precision costs money. The question is, which one earns a spot in your collection?